say please ask down below, and I will try to answer as many questions here. There's going to be two crucial settings that you're going to need to switch. Under movement, change your slide behavior to tap instead of hold. So switch this from hold to tap, and then switch your automatic sprint to automatic tactical sprint. The reason why you're switching your slide behavior to tap, it's going to make your slide cancel smoother and quicker and more efficient, and not like an awkward, I see some people like doing like a slide to a jump and all that, and hopefully this is going to fix a lot of the timing problems. Also, when we're switching your automatic sprint to automatic tactical sprint, and what this does is, one, it saves your left analog stick a lot, because you aren't pressing it in and up to tactical sprint over and over and over. And then also, this will help you as you push your left analog stick up, it goes straight into tactical sprint. The two different types of sprinting in Warzone. And also, the point of slide canceling is this. There's two different sprints. There's tactical sprint and regular sprint. The fastest way you can move on the map is with tactical sprint, and that is going to be with your gun up in the air. But you can't run this fast forever. So as you're sprinting, this tactical sprint will eventually run out and go into a regular sprint, which is much slower, but your character isn't as prepared for gunfights. That is where slide canceling comes in. There's a lot of misconceptions that it looks cool or just trying to be flashy. It goes way past that, and it resets your tactical sprint, which means you're going to be moving faster on the map and faster across your enemy screens. So now to get into slide canceling and the point of slide canceling and how to slide cancel. The point of slide canceling, again, like I said, is to reset your tactical sprint, which means you're going to be a lot faster on the map and across your opponent's screen. And how to slide cancel is tapping your slide, which is circle or B or C, twice, and then pressing your jump button once. So you're going to be going into a tactical sprint, tapping slide twice, and jump. I see a lot of people have timing problems where they're like going into a sprint, to a slide, to a jump. And this isn't helping them, slowing them down, and then they're a very easy target if they go into a slide and then just jump awkwardly. They're just standing still, super easy target. Again, it's going to be a sprint, tap to slide, jump, tap to slide, jump, tap to slide, jump. Now, again, this is to reset your tactical sprint. Instead of going into tactical sprint, like so, and just running across an opponent's screen or crossing a field, then you go into regular sprint, like you see right now, which is a lot slower, and then unprepared for gunfights. Compared to tactical sprinting and slide canceling, you're a lot more prepared for gunfights, a lot faster, and your tactical sprint is always there, so you're faster for fights. And per the slide cancel, then you are much more shifty on your opponent's screen. So now for another basic movement type that a lot of people do not take advantage of, and that is going to be crouching. Now, some people are like, well, duh, crouching is easy. But a lot of people do not take this to their advantage in Warzone, because instead of crouching and snaking a head glitch, they're just crouching behind cover to hide and plate up. So with this technique here, this is going to be snaking a head glitch to avoid cover and avoid fights and make you a lot harder to hit. So snaking simple is going behind a head glitch as you're fighting somebody and crouching up and down like so. So as you're crouching up and down like this to plate up, because if you're fighting a team and they take shots at you, instead of, which I see a lot of people do, most people hide and plate up, or just crouch and look at like a wall. Instead, what you should be doing, making a head glitch like this, which for your opponents is a lot harder to hit, because they're seeing your shoulders bob up and down from here to here, which is very hard to track. And also for you can see what they're doing as you're plating up and getting more sights on what they plan on doing. So most people take shots back and just prone out to plate up or hide behind a cover. What you should be doing, snaking this head glitch and plating up, then you can see what your opponents are doing. But if you're snaking this head glitch and see one player is going right, one player is going left, you then have sights on the map and see, okay, because of the timing in the game, he'll be here quicker than this guy grabbing all the way right. So instead of hiding, I should chow this guy first, chow him, and then get this knock and see, okay, I had this first person coming here and then also saw his teammate wrapping left and can fight him now. Instead of just proning out here, waiting up, and then hopping back up, you still think they could be in this area, but you really don't have a clue. So snaking is very, very important to gain what sights of the people that you're fighting and what they plan on doing, because most teams, as they take some shots, they're going to start playing more aggressive on you. So now that I covered tactical sprint, regular sprint, slide canceling, and snaking, I'm going to be teaching you guys another basic tip that a lot of people do not think about, and that is going to be jumping. And a lot of people do jump for some fights and stuff, but I'm going to be teaching you guys an advantage to go on the offense more frequently. I slide. Now that we covered the basics of movement in part 1, we are now going to be moving on to part 2, the advanced stuff. In part, I'm going to explain to you guys, as I touched on in part 1, the basics. I'm going to be going over the slide cancel one more time, but I'm going to be showing you guys how to maintain your auto tack sprint at all times. Like I said, with tack sprint is the fastest you are moving in Warzone across the map. So slide canceling with make sure it's fluid, then resets your tack sprint. But I see a lot of people doing a choppy or broken slide cancel, which is actually slowing them down. So a lot of people have a slide to a jump, then they're stuck in place and an easy target, or like a very short slide cancel like this, and they're very choppy and it's not fluid. So the importance of making sure that right as you slide cancel is about the same time as your regular sprint is about to kick in. Making sure that you're slide canceling at almost that exact moment, that then resets so your tactical sprint is back, and that is the true point of slide canceling. Now this goes by case scenario, of course, depending on the corners, the doors, and stuff. So again, making sure to use your slide cancels to reset, to break the camera, but also to go into certain scenarios and certain fights properly is very important. Say that's sliding to a head glitch or sliding around a corner or through a door. Using that by case scenario, which obviously takes practice with the movement, is key. So a side tip that I also just thought of that could also go into aiming is going to be the centering of your character's screen. Now, this is going to be very, very important for movement also, and will win you a lot more gunfights, is making sure that your character always has very good centering. Now, centering is where your character is aiming on your screen. A lot of clips that I see that ask me what they are doing wrong is the first thing that I notice is they have very bad centering. So they can have very smooth B-hops and smooth slide cancels. If they don't have good centering, it doesn't really matter. And as I explained, a lot of players have their character screen either looking down like this, so they're going into a slide cancel already looking down at the ground, or they're too high in the air and they aren't ready for gunfights. So most times the goal is to have your screen centering where the center chest of your opponent is going to be. Center chest, and then neck and the head. Having your character's screen and centering in this area at all times is very important, because I can slide cancel fine around this corner, but as I'm slide canceling around the corner, I then have to readjust to the gunfight up, which is more time, which can lose you a gunfight. Or if you're slide canceling too high, then readjusting back down. And having proper centering combined with a nasty slide cancel, B-hop, shoulder, things like that can win you so many gunfights that a lot of people just don't think about because their centering is very far off. So sliding into fights and having proper centering is going to be very, very key. So then you're always ready for a fight and always shooting in this head to chest area. So sliding here and here and always having good centering is a very, very important tip. So now I'm going to be going over the B hop. The B hop is one of the most effective movements in Warzone, and I know a lot of people have a timing issue on the B hop, which hopefully the gamepad down below will fix that, because I am pressing all these buttons in real time. And basically, if you can just copy the exact timing that I'm pressing, this will help you fix a lot of your timing issues. So the B hop is going to be, as you're going into a fight, you're going to be jumping, pre-aiming, pushing your stick in the direction you're trying to go, and timing your hop twice. Now, a few times you can time it perfectly for a triple B hop. There's a clip that I can then go over at the end of this part 2 section where I show you guys the triple B hop and how effective it is. So as you're B hopping for your opponent, this is going to be very, very hard to track for them compared to a typical pre-aim around a corner. So tracking a player that's coming from here to here to here is going to be very, very hard compared to tracking a player that just walks around the corner. So going from a B hop here is way harder to track than somebody that's doing this. So again, it's a sprint. You're going to be jumping in the air, pre-aiming as you're in the air, pushing your stick in the direction that your B hop is trying to go, and jumping twice as your feet hit the ground. So it's going to be a sprint, jump, aim, B hop. Sprint, jump, aim, B hop. Again, jump, pre-aim, time. Like so. Now, a lot of people then get dead B hops, which makes them an easy target if their timing is off. So what they do is this. And then they're stuck with no tack sprint, fighting a person most likely pre-aiming them in the dead of their screen, not moving. So a ton of people have bad timing like so, and they're stuck. Instead, as you're fighting, that is way harder to track than this. So now onto combining some of these techniques that I've been talking about. A very, very important technique, as I said in part 1, is shouldering to get information. So on your opponent's screen, instead of you going into a fight like this, that's a very 50-50 gunfight. What you can do is combine the B hop and the slide cancel to make it the most effective. So as you're slide canceling into a corner, this is then your shoulder. So say that you're fighting somebody at this crate right here. You are then sliding into this to then get sight on what your opponent is doing, and then tack sprinting back to your left, and then tack sprinting back to your right, to then B hop across their screen. So instead of taking a fight, which you don't really see them yet until here, what you can do is slide cancel into the crate to throw the shoulder. This opposing player then sees you slide cancel, throw a shoulder. So then you know they are at that exact point and that exact crate as you're throwing the shoulder. What they don't know is you can then tack sprint back to the left, tack sprint back to the right, and hit a B hop on them, and your feet won't even touch the ground, and they're gonna die instantly. And you are then combining your movement skills with the slide cancel and the B hop to finesse your opponent. And what they see is gonna be very, very hard to track compared to the typical walk around the corner and pre-aim. So again, say you slide into this fight, throw a quick shoulder and C, B hop. So again, go here, throw a quick shoulder, back sprint, B hop. Into it, throw a quick shoulder, C, okay, he's still there, B hop. Or say, slide into it and see, okay, he slid to the right. What you can do is then slide cancel into this head glitch and gain that information that you got from throwing that shoulder and that slide cancel onto your opponent. So now I'm going to be talking about the fadeaway B hop, which comes in but so many times,